You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith. Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Friday, October 22nd, 2021. Today is also a great feast day. We are celebrating Pope St. John Paul the Great. Now, Pope St. John Paul II is a modern saint. He lived during my lifetime. He is a great example of not only overcoming adversity, but the truth that we are all called to holiness. There is so much that we could say about this great man. He lived in Poland during World War II. He lived under Soviet control. He became a priest in secret. He was named bishop, cardinal. Eventually, he was named pope, the first Polish pope ever. He also went back to Poland once he was pope, and through peaceful means, he helped the Polish people overthrow Soviet control. He traveled to more places than any other pope. He helped unite Christians. He is an incredible man. He had a great devotion to our Blessed Mother, to the Rosary. St. Pope John Paul II is a great example. Today is a great feast day for us all, so let's celebrate. But before we get to that, Anthony D'Ambrosio is back today to wrap up all that he has been sharing with us this week about true treasure. Enjoy.
Hey guys, I'm back. It's Anthony, and I'm pumped to have another day with you to talk about the Kingdom of Heaven. The last few days, we've been talking about how the Kingdom of Heaven is like a buried treasure and how we need to be honest in order to be able to get that treasure and really experience it. Now, today, I want to wrap up everything and kind of summarize it and talk to you a little bit about what it looks like in your life to give everything away that you have joyfully for the sake of the buried treasure that is the Kingdom of Heaven. Let's read the parable one more time. Jesus said, "The Kingdom of Heaven is like a treasure buried in a field, which a person finds and hides again, and out of joy goes and sells all that he has and buys that field." So why does Jesus make this story important? Why is it important for him to tell it to us? Well, I think that everything that we've talked about in the last couple of days shows that being a Christian requires kind of a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes following Jesus is hard. You know, when you really want to hit your sibling because they did something to hurt your feelings or that you didn't like, and you feel like Jesus is saying to forgive, but you really don't want to forgive, it's hard. It's hard, isn't it? I want to tell you a story. One time, my uncle was going to take my brother and I on a camping trip to upstate New York, and we were going to get a cabin on a lake, and we were going to go fishing, and we were going to go to all of these different places, and I was so excited for it. I read a book about the Indians that live in upstate New York, and I learned the names of all the types of fish that we would catch, and I learned how to make wooden hooks with my pocket knife, like the Native Americans did. Man, I was so excited. But as we got closer, my mom said that we couldn't go on the trip because I needed to study instead, because I had to get ready to go to a new school that fall. And I was so mad. I wanted to run away. I wanted to yell at her. I even broke a picture that was on the wall. But then after I cried and I yelled and I laid down on my bed and looked at the picture of Jesus that was on my nightstand, I knew that God really wanted me to forgive her and to obey her. And I was like, seriously, Jesus? Really? No way. Nope. Can't do it. Won't do it. Not going to happen. But I kept on feeling like Jesus was looking at me, saying, it's going to be okay. It's going to be better. Trust me. Go and forgive your mom and tell her that you'll obey her. So I said, fine. And I didn't do it with joy. I was actually miserable. I walked downstairs with my head hanging low, And I told my mom how I was feeling. I said, "Mom, it really hurts me not to go on this trip, but I forgive you for not letting me, and I'm willing to do what you tell me." And guess what happened? Something really special, something very magical happened. It was like heaven came down and touched our house. It's hard to explain, but there was something beautiful, and I knew Jesus was there in that moment. And my mom hugged me, and she cried with me, and she said that she knew, and that she was sorry that it was so hard. I felt better because I knew that Jesus was with me, and that my mom and I had a special moment of love that we would never forget for the rest of our lives. And the next summer, I got to go on an even better trip anyway. And now, when I look back, I would rather have all the love that I shared with my mom in that moment than to have that camping trip that my uncle was planning for us. The story that happened was even better than what I had planned. Now, it's at times like this in your life, when you realize that doing the right thing is going to be really hard, that you have to remember this story. Jesus is giving us this story because he wants us to remember that the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure, that it's better than all of the things that we have to do and give up and suffer in order to get it. If we remember that we are doing the hard things for treasure, like buried treasure in a field, we can do them with joy. If we can remember that what we get from doing the right thing is worth more than the cost, we can do it joyfully. So the next time you have to do something hard for the sake of the kingdom, for the sake of Jesus, the next time you have to forgive or give something up or face a fear, I want you to remember to do it with joy, because you know what you're going to get is better than what it's going to cost. All right, that's all I have for you today for this week. I'm so grateful that you listened and you came and enjoyed and participated in this podcast for this week with me. I look forward to getting to talk to you more again someday soon. Bye.
That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be. A big thank you to Anthony for hosting this week on Catholic Sprouts. And I would like to invite you to check out the new book that Anthony D'Ambrosio wrote and is launching this week. It is called Beekle and the Star Stone. It is a beautiful retelling of this same parable of the buried treasure. It is fun, colorful, great for the whole family. He wrote this book particularly for children ages 5 through 12. It is a beautiful chapter book that our family has already enjoyed, and it has a great, great message that we can all benefit from. To check out this book and be one of the first people to get your hands on it, simply follow the link that we're including in the notes for this podcast episode.
This show is a production of the Spoke Street Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, visit spokestreet.com.